Hello everyone. To start off the video, I know I'm kinda late coming into doing one of these, but I wanted to wait until kind of like the last minute where almost just about all the information is up for show, except for the actual episode count. Some shows already have their count of how long they will be, and I will mention them through each one that I go by, and just kind of also giving you kind of some information about some of the shows and why I picked what I did. To just remember, this is my personal list, and we will all have different tastes, and I know there are some shows on this countdown that people will be surprised at how low they are in the countdown or how high they are. It's just my personal taste. Um, oh, another thing, I am going to try my best with the pronunciation of some of the titles and characters. Please do not get offended by anything. And I guess let's go and start. Number 12. Amama, uh, sorry, Amama to Inazuma. And this show is by TMS Entertainment. It will have 12 episodes. And the English translation for the show is Sweetness and Lightning, which I thought was kind of a creative title for a show. And it's basically about a father who has to take care of his daughter after his wife passes away. They're not good at cooking, so they usually get packaged meals from the convenience store. And through a lot of certain events, they will go to an evening that will get them to a restaurant run by the mother of one of his students. And the student of his decided to cook them a meal. And since she's normally alone without her parents around and also being divorced, they all decide to hang out together and make food. My highest recommendation is if you like Food Wars, you will like this. The reason why this is on my countdown is because this was one of the first trailers or shows mentioned and put out. I saw it and it was adorable. The girl is so cute. And frankly, that is really the reason why I'm watching this show, is because of the little girl. I am not a fan of Food Wars or have really seen Food Wars. It's on my list, but when it comes to shows and food, it's really a hit or miss with me. So, if you like cute things like this, then I would say check it out. It's also a comedy and slice of life. Okay, next. Number 11. Kono Bijutsubu Niwa Mondai ga Aru. I did that way better than I thought I would. It's by the Studio Feel. Comedy, romance, and school. They're not too sure about the episode count yet. And just like the episode count, I was unsure about the show in the beginning. It just seemed like something that I passed by, wasn't really a big eye-opener for me. It wasn't until I saw a PV of the show that I kind of started to think about it, and when I looked up what the show was about, that's when it kind of also got my interest. Where it is about an art club in a middle school, and it's about the different members of the art club, and about how they all, for the majority of the members, don't want to do art that much, except for one member, and just kind of like the adventures to do at art club. In high school, middle school, I was not an art fan. I hated art classes. I only did one, thankfully. And I really just never got a feeling of something like that. Where if I wanted to be in a club, it would be for the anime club or a English-based club. So, or something like this is very unique, and also what each of the characters actually prefer doing, which is either drawing the perfect wife, one who sleeps around and doesn't care, one that likes doing trouble. It's just seems like a very funky show, and almost seems like it could be the next Haruhi Suzumiya, which I know I will take that comment back, because nothing can really beat Haruhi Suzumiya. Next, number 10, Mob Psycho 100. It will be done by Bones, a action comedy shonen slice of life supernatural. The episodes are also uncertain. For me, I think it might be either the same length as One Punch Man, which is who is also the creator of this show, but two different studios. I don't know why. Probably because Bones saw the success through One Punch Man, so they wanted the success as well. Or things didn't really happen correctly. I really don't know. But this show, the reason it's on my list, because it's not the genre type that it is, it's not really something that I like in particular. Yes, I like comedy. Shoujo is okay. Slice of life. But action and supernatural are not up my alley. They aren't the type of shows that I will go at head on without a good reason to. So, like Mob Boss, which, before I continue, is about a boy whose nickname is Mob, apparently, has psychic abilities, and he slowly starts to really withhold the use of his psychic abilities to avoid attracting negative attention that he always had. He wants to become friends with a girl in his class, but doesn't want to freak her out. With his psychic mentor, who has no psychic abilities, he will continue to live his life normal, as he wants. But soon will realize his purpose in life. For me, this show kind of is really off-putting, to be frank. I know this show is probably going to do well. I absolutely know it. And I want to like it. The reason why it is on my list is because of the creator and his previous work of One Punch Man. That was a fantastic show, and one of the best from last year, or last season's. So, to have this come out right after that is probably a sign of you should really watch it, because it will probably be good. Even the animation style is actually kind of similar. But, like I said, it isn't a big thing for me right now, but it will most likely be something that I will enjoy. We will see in the future. Next, number 9, Relife. Before I go on, it is a TMS Entertainment romance school slice of life, 13 episodes confirmed. Before I even start this, I went on Kiss Anime, and someone put up all 13 episodes, apparently. I have not touched it yet. I am in shock that all of them are up there, and I don't know why, if it's a mistake or not. Even so, this seems like the newest show and the earliest one to come out. But it is a show about a 27-year-old jobless man who fails at everything he does, or every job interview he does. After quitting his last company, his life changes when he meets a researcher of the Real Life Research Institution, who offers him a drug that can make him 17 years old again, and to become a subject experiment for 1 year. So after that, he goes back to high school and will go through the experiment. So far, this has been, I think this was like the first show after everything got announced that I said, yeah, this will be something that I know I will like. And with a plot line like this one, it reminds me a lot of Erased, but instead it's a comedy, and it is for a research project, and at the same time it's like Detective Conan, where instead of being forced, he got the option to do it. I know this will be very funny, and it's kind of low on my list because I know I will do it, but with the progression of how I'm going to do it, it's pretty low. So, it isn't something that I will go at it immediately, but it's something that I will definitely be watching. If I'm correct, we will be getting into the section that may surprise some people. Yes. Number 8, Cheer Danchi. It is by Brain Space, School and Sports. The episode count is unknown. Before I go into this, let me tell you, this probably either last season or 2 seasons ago, I was looking on my anime list at the different season animes. This was one of the ones that was first announced, but there was no info. And the image here was all that there was. There was the title and then that image. Nothing was said until probably last week, or sometime this week when I saw it. And it is about the slightly odd and cute members of cheerleading squad at a men's university. A type of sport that has not been dealt with in the anime community yet. So, this was a very big surprise to me. I've been trying to guess what this show was about for a long time. So when I heard it was cheerleading, and I see the new image here with everyone cheering, and also the PV of it, I got so excited. Honestly, I like a show with cute men, yes, of course, but at the same time, it's a sports show. And it's not a hardcore sports show. Like, it's not soccer or baseball or basketball or something like that. This is something that is actually kind of relaxing to watch. But, of course, if you're probably someone who has done cheerleading, which I have not, you would probably see this at a different angle of more hardcore than I do. And that's also a reason why it's low on the list. Because I haven't done cheerleading. My sister has. So she would know more about this than me. But at the same time, it's something that I don't mind. So I'm willing to try, and I'm someone who likes to try all the sports animes. And if I like it, I will, like Haiku, Prince of Tennis, and Wanmushi Pedal, and Ping Pong. Those are ones that brought me more into a better viewing of the sport that they have and made me give more appreciation. But others, like Free, where I just don't like swimming now because of that a little bit, but I cannot judge. The next one, which is Days. Number 7, Days. Sorry about that. It is going to be done by Mappa. It is a school shonen sports. TV episodes are unknown. And then we have this sport. I am not a big fan of soccer. I used to play 1 year of it, and that's all I did. I tried it, did not want to do it anymore. But, like I said with Cheerdanchi, I am willing to try all the sports, because I do like Inazuma 11, which is like kids playing sports. When this one is about 2 boys who don't really know each other, one that has no special talents or traits, while the other one is a soccer genius. One stormy night, they meet, and they get dragged into the world of soccer. I am seeing the PV of this. I got excited because there hasn't really been any new soccer shows in a while. So this is something that really stuck out to me. And also the fact that it kind of reminded me a lot of iShield 21, of a character with really no special talent and all that, but then kind of find something that they like. So I thought it was really a unique thing. And it's low on my list, not because it's sports, but it's because of soccer. The next one, number 6, Oz Mafia. This was another show that I did not know the studio of, which is Creators Impact. It is a fantasy harem historical romance shoujo. The episodes are unknown. And it is actually a adaptation of a visual novel. This show is it has kind of threw me off a little bit. Because, I don't know anything about the visual novel. I do not. And just like Cheerdanchi, there wasn't really any information to go with this one. So I kind of had to look it up myself, kind of. And beforehand, there wasn't even an image. There was just the title of Oz Mafia. And I got excited because I thought it would be like Alice in the Country of Hearts, which is a Mafia version of Alice in Wonderland. And with this one, it's a Mafia version of The Wizard of Oz, but there are apparently different families from all over the spectrum of fantasy and fairy tales. So the Grimms have a family, there's the Heidi family, kind of. There's just so many different families, and the fact that they were able to pull together so many different aspects of fairy tales and all that into one is very unique. And what I also found out is that these will be 5-minute episodes, I think. So they're short chibi versions, which I can't not like. I find it interesting. I just kind of wish that we get a full story of what's going on and not just what seems like a bunch of OVAs for the game if you don't know anything about the games. So I'm excited for that. The next 5 are going to be the ones that I will most likely be watching first once they come out. And maybe I will do a bit of a react to some of them. And if you know the lineup for this summer, then you're probably going to be guessing that 2 shows on there will be in the spots. If you know about previous videos. I know that just sounded all confusing. I'm sorry. My brain just kind of died for a second. Anyway. Number 5. Pondanchi Koko Sekatsu. I did way better on that than I thought it would be. It will be done by EMT Second Power, Comedy School Shoujo Slice of Life. The episodes are unknown, and I think they're going to be 5 minutes long as well. What I found when I saw this, first reaction, why is the book censored? Which made me look at it more. I clicked on it, and I'm like, oh, you have a guy with long hair. I like men with long hair. And then you have a guy looking like a smug. Let's see what's it's all about. And it's about a high school boy who likes Fondanchi, which is boys' love stories. He hangs out with his friends, a Fuyoshi, his gay friend, and a fellow Fondachi friend, and a normal friend. It's just a big arrangement of random characters, but I find it very interesting that they're going to be diving into a topic like this, where it's, as far as I know, straight men who love boys' love, along with having a gay character. I just think it's very interesting. And when looking for the image, I saw some panels of the manga, and I can see why it's probably going to be a short series. It may be longer. We will never know. Let's just hope, and I know the show will be funny as hell when it comes out. Number 4. Taita The Animation. I'm sorry about that. It will be done by Studio Parrot. The genre is music. The episode count is unknown. But what I do know, however, is this is another show about idols. And for some reason, this season has not just one, but there are 2 idol shows, and there may be more, I can't remember. But I was having a hard time figuring out, about which one to put here. And I really looked into them. I looked at the plot. I looked at the characters, and I had to go with this one. It's based off of I think they're a band. probably. Or yeah, they're based off of a band, and the series is about the two bands, Six Gravity and Procellarum, and they live in the same dorm building. And the only other info they give are that two of the students are university students, so that means all the others are probably high school students. And each episode, you will be spending time with a different character. So, there was a show, I think it's Makaradanchi. It's, it was something like that, where they kinda had the same thing going on, where each episode you spent with a different character. It was 4 minutes long. But I think with this one, it's definitely different from that, because in a PV, it showed them all together. But you may never know. I put this one here because I love idol things. If you don't know me ever talking about Yuta no Prince Sama, then oh my god, it's one of my favorite shows. And I will probably make a video all about it eventually. But what also got me interested was that there are 12 members. Their first PV had them all with months, and I got really interested, and I'm like, yes, I will take it. So it's very unique, and I am excited for it. Okay, so next, number 3, Hatsukoi Monster. And this will be done by Studio Dean. Comedy Romance School Shoujo. The episode count is unknown, along with airing time. And I have to say that I read a little bit of this a while ago. Probably about a year or two ago. And I never thought it would be turned into a series. To be honest, I never thought that. Now seeing it being turned into one, I am excited as hell. Means I know what it's about. And I have seen cute scenes. So I am so excited for this one. And before I go into more about it, I forgot to mention that there are quite a few shows on this list that have been licensed by Funimation Entertainment, so it probably means they're going to be getting English, maybe. But anyway, to continue, the show is about a daughter of a rich family, and everyone has been nice to her entire life. She's moving into her new high school dormitory when she almost gets hit by a truck. She is saved by a boy, and it is love at first sight. And once she asks for his name, he calls her weird. And it would be the first time anyone has been mean to her. And she finds out that the boy is in the same dormitory, and she confesses her love to him. And the boy tells her the name and agrees, but finds out that he is actually a 5th grader. Trust me, this is all on Anime Next. Not Anime Next, my anime list. I did not spoil anything. It is on the back of the cover, I promise. And also on his freaking shirt. I also didn't remember that she's actually in high school, not elementary school. Or not, junior high. The funniest parts about this show is that all of his friends are also very cute looking and all that, but they're also in elementary school, and I find that hilarious. I love it, love it, love it, and I know this show is going to be funny, but at the same time, I'm going to feel very emotional about it, and I don't mean to. But, next, number 2, Donga Ropa 3, both series. Now, before I go into both of them, they are both going to be done by Larch, which the other series was done by. They are both action, horror, mystery, psychological, and they are both rated 17 and older. And the episode count is unknown, and they are licensed by Funimation again. So that means English translations will come out. So I am excited about that. But, this series will probably be the longest part of this entire video, so please stay with me, because I have a lot to cover. So, early in the channel's history, I have covered all 3 games. The first one, second one, and the, Despair Girls. This, however, is not based off of the games. It is original content that the first series, which is, if I'm correct with what Kaibongamen means, is despair. So the end of despair school, or the school of despair, something like that. The first series, which is on the left, which I will talk about first, is basically all the same title and then Mirai Hen. So, the English title is the Donga Ropa 3 End of Hope's Peak Academy Future Volume. And what this one is about would be... Oh, before I even continue, if you do not know what Donga Ropa is, it is a game series that got turned into an anime, which is one of my favorite things of all time. I love talking about it, everything about it, cosplayed from it. 16 students got captured and locked up in Hope's Peak, where they had to kind of either live off their days in the school or try to graduate, which entails killing a student and getting away with it. So, this one is held after the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history has already occurred. And the Future Foundation was formed. This series takes place after the survivors get out of the school. And the only thing I'll mention of who survived, in case you would want to see it, is of course the main character, which is Makoto Naegi. He is involved in the Future Foundation. He is under suspicion of treason due to him shielding a remnant of despair. They decided to gather to decide on his punishment, but they end up getting trapped inside the place where they were meeting by Monokuma, who demands that they begin their final killing. They have been given strange bangles to wear around their wrists, and they are given tranquilizers when a certain time arrives. To make things worse, there is apparently a real traitor among the group who is actually trying to kill the members of the Future Foundation. This is the only time that the class trials do not exist. They have to find the traitor and kill him off. And unfortunately, it is when Naegi is forced to face the ultimate death game, where it's killed to be killed, where the tale of despair in which hope kills hope begins. And it's very unique because there are, apart from, of course, the old members, except for two of the survivors, which are in Despair Girls. They are not involved in this because they are not there. So, of course, those two are probably going to survive. If you want to know that, either go see the video that I made about Despair Girls, or go play the game. Now, it is interesting because there is no class trials. They just have to murder people. So, it's basically like the most dangerous game, where it's one person killing everyone else. And it's interesting like that. Now, the other one, which we all expected that to happen, but this is a whole new one, which the English translation is Donga Ropa 3, The End of Hope's Peak Academy Despair Volume. Sorry about that. And this one is one that I did not expect to occur, because at the time, the future volume, it was announced, people thought it would only be that. No, they made this, which has to do with the cast of the second game. And, what happened before everything conspired. So, this one is about Hope's Peak Academy is a special school recognized by the government, and it will gather and nurture top-class students who excel in various fields. They have two courses, the main course and the preparatory course. Anyone with the money can enter the preparatory course, even if they don't have the special skills. The 77th class of the main course is filled with students who not only have unique abilities, but unique personalities as well. However, the students learn that talent isn't the most important thing in life. It's to involve yourself with people and make yourself a better person while making memories. However, little did they know that a mysterious project and discrimination of the courses were happening right under their noses. A boy, which is the main character of the second game, Hajime Hinata, he is from the preparatory course, who craves for a ability, and the fateful meeting drives the future of the school into a unimaginable direction. This is the story of what happened up until the biggest, most awful, tragic event in human history. This is a story of hope that ends in despair. So, basically, these two shows, they will be running side by side next to each other. And at first, I thought they were advertising the same thing, where it'll be like one by one of alternating episodes. No, they are two different shows, which one excite me a lot and also makes me nervous because I don't know how it will affect the overall cause. Because you have one which takes place in the far future, the other one takes place in the far past. So probably by completing them together, you end up meeting somewhere in the middle, which is the present. So, maybe when this show is completed, then, and only then, we will finally get the adaptation of the second game, which is what everyone wants. And I feel like this is them kind of getting into it. And since this is the original brand new material, which people don't know about, it will be absolutely interesting. And my hopes is when it comes to a time where you can watch it in a type of order, you can do the Despair volume, regular Donga Ropa, maybe season 2, or Donga Ropa 2, if there is a Donga Ropa 2 somewhere, and then future volume, where it's all just coexists in one another. I am sorry for that very long explanation. I just get really into the series. But because of that, what show from this season made it to be the top number 1 if this got number 2? Well, number 1, 91 Days. It will be done by Shoujo Studios. It is a drama. The episodes are unknown. It is rated 17 plus, so rated R, and I can see why. And I am so excited. Before I even filmed this, I saw a PV, the second one for this show, and I cringed. I got goosebumps. I got so excited. I jumped. I gasped. I am so excited. And before I get into it more, it is about during the Prohibition, the law held no power and the Mafia ruled town. The story takes place in Lawless, a town thriving on black market sales of illegal alcohol. Avilo returns to Lawless after some time away following the murder of his family in a Mafia dispute. One day, Avilo receives a letter from a mysterious sender prompting him to return to Lawless for revenge. Then he will infiltrate the Vendetti family, the ones responsible for the murder, and sets out to befriend the Don's son, Nero, to set his vengeance in motion. Oh, and I am excited because not only I did not really read all of that the first time. I read a little bit and then I'm like, yes, Mafia is somehow a big thing if you couldn't tell from Oz Mafia. Kentama Hitman Reborn is also a Mafia story, and I love that show. As much as I don't really talk about it that much, and I tried to, and I mentioned it in one video, saying how it's a show that I want to talk about more and more and more. But to have this as a more of a horror drama Mafia instead of a comedy Mafia, I am excited. And the fact that it's a revenge story, and the fact of two friends eventually having to kind of kill each other, I'm excited. I'm so happy. Trust me. So, if there are any shows that you think that I missed, or if you want to tell me your number 1 show that you're hoping to see, please do not be afraid to put it down in the comments, and I will be seeing you guys next time. See ya!